Hello and welcome to our chemistry class. I am Miss Aisha. Today we are going to study atoms and molecules. That's right, atoms and molecules. So let's dive right in. Our lesson outcomes are to identify the basic parts of an atom, including protons, neutrons, and electrons. Secondly, to identify and describe the basic parts of an atom based on atomic models. Also, thirdly, to understand the concept of a chemical bond and how it forms between atoms to create a molecule. We will review matter. We know that matter is anything that has mass and takes up space, and it can exist in three different states: solid, liquid, or gas. We know solids have a definite shape, volume, high density, and are rigid. They also have low diffusivity, while liquids have a definite volume, an indefinite shape, a high density, and are incompressible. As for gases, they have widely spaced particles that move rapidly. They have a low density and are highly compressible. What is atomic theory? This is a scientific concept that explains the nature of matter and its behavior. There have been several theories over the years trying to explore the structure of atoms and their interactions with other atoms and molecules. So, atomic theory has evolved over centuries with the contributions of many scientists. Some of these theories include atomism, solid sphere model of the atom, Plum-Pudding model, and nuclear model of the atom. So let's look at the first atomic theory, which is atomism. This is a theory that was first proposed by the ancient Greek philosopher Democritus. And according to Democritus, all matter is made up of tiny, indivisible particles called atoms, which are in constant motion and are too small to be seen with the naked eye. The second atomic theory is the solid sphere model by John Dalton. In his attempt to describe the structure of the atom, Dalton described atoms as tiny, indestructible spheres with no internal structure. You can see the solid sphere model there, according to John Dalton, and this brings us to the third atomic theory, which is the Plum-Pudding model by J.J. Thomson, who proposed that the atom is composed of a positively charged sphere with negatively charged electrons distributed throughout it. So, according to J.J. Thomson, the negatively charged electrons were embedded in a positively charged pudding of matter, which made up most of the atom's mass. The fourth atomic theory is the nuclear model by Ernest Rutherford. He proposed that most of the mass of the atom is concentrated in a tiny, positively charged nucleus at the center, with negatively charged electrons orbiting around it. This model became the basis for understanding of atomic structure today. And this atomic theory was by Ernest Rutherford. An atom, we know, is the basic unit of matter, and it is the smallest particle of an element that retains its properties. So atoms are made up of three types of particles, namely protons, neutrons, and electrons. The protons are positively charged particles located in the nucleus, that is the center of the atom, while neutrons are neutrally charged particles also located in the nucleus. Electrons are negatively charged particles that orbit around the nucleus of an atom. So, these are the three subatomic particles that can be found in an atom. Looking at the structure of an atom, we say that the nucleus of an atom is actually about 100,000 times smaller than the overall size of the actual atom. So we can imagine that an atom is the size of a stadium. Its nucleus will be the size of a grain of sand. Now we move to molecules and their structures. So molecules are groups of two or more atoms that are held together by chemical bonds. They are the basic building blocks of many things around us, like water, air, and even our bodies. Having known this, we need to also look at the structure of molecules. Now, molecules are formed when atoms join together to share their electrons. When this happens, they become more stable and can create different types of substances with different properties. For example, if two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom can join together to form a molecule of water, which is essential for life. Now, more examples are one atom of oxygen bonding with another atom of oxygen to form one oxygen molecule, or one oxygen atom plus two carbon atoms to form carbon dioxide molecule. That is one carbon dioxide molecule. Now let's wrap it up. Remember that atomic theory is a scientific concept that explains the nature of matter and its behavior. Now, several theories try to explore the structure of atoms. We saw the atomism, the solid sphere model, the plum pudding model, and the nuclear model. Also, we know that an atom is the basic unit of matter and the smallest particle of an element. Atoms are made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons. We know that molecules are groups of two or more atoms that are held together by chemical bonds. Now we're going to move on to our practical for today. So you join your groups. You'll be assigned a different molecule to build. Each group has their own molecule, such as water, carbon dioxide, or methane. You use the marshmallows to represent atoms and toothpicks to represent the bonds between the atoms. Now make sure to refer to the images of your assigned molecule on the molecule guide so as to guide your construction. Once you've completed your molecule model, you will be allowed to present it to class, explaining the composition of your molecule and the arrangement of atoms. Be sure to consult the molecule guide for the structure and the bonding of your atoms and molecules. Thank you for listening.